The Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Now, our friend Caitlin Bassett is still in the house. You brought us a present, Seabass. Talk us through what this is.
So when I was living in New Zealand for a season, they have something over there called RJ's Licorice, which is a big licorice brand. Mm-hmm. They do something which I liken to the Inside Out bullet. So instead of being licorice on the inside, chocolate on the outside, this is the opposite. It is delicious chocolate in
And it's raspberry licorice.
Yes. Encased.
Chocolate in the inside.
Yes. So have a bite of that. Tell me what you think. So this isn't RJ's. This has just been bought out. I found it in Australia here. I was at the
it's
servo.
Lifesavers brand.
I was at the servo before, and you know when they get you with the little gimmicks, like 2 for this? Yeah. What do you think?
One for $8, 2 for $4?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I'm no mathematician.
The red licorice... The red licorice really makes it okay.
Really? Oh, see, I
like proper licorice.
Yeah, you can get it. Well, you can get RJ's version with dark.
So
This is delicious.
You like it? It's good. It's very Moorish, isn't it?
But why wouldn't you just get a bullet with chocolates on the outside?
But it's just different. And, it's different because, when it melts, chocolate melts, and you put your hand in the bag, you're not having
Chocolate
any
melts?
issue. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Can we eat this while we talk about what happened yesterday with the Premier and public holidays?
This is delicious.
Yep.
And first of all, we're celebrating a public holiday. This could be a thing that we could get up and about over.
Okay,
We
I
need
like
another reason.
Yep.
This is what was said yesterday on the news in relation to the WA public holiday and the over East ones.
It's ridiculous you have a situation where Western Australia closes its doors or shuts the shop when the East Coast is open for business.
Lining up holidays definitely has public merit. I mean, how many birthdays does the king need?
That is so true.
Super question.
And then he went on to talk about should WA have another one.
Well, I'm reviewing the whole range of public holidays we have in Western Australia. As punters are often to remind me, we have fewer public holidays than they do on the East Coast. I take that on board.
Yeah, Melbourne, they have Melbourne Cup Day and Grand Final Day.
Do we really? That's
Crazy.
so unfair.
Yeah.
The Northern Territory has the most in Australia, 14.
I thought everyone would just have equal amounts, and you could choose. Like, I get WA Day, and we want to have our own day and things like that. And obviously, we don't have Melbourne Cup, so you might not have Melbourne Cup on that day. But
and Perth Cup's New Year's Day anyway, so that doesn't help us.
So technically, there are people on the East Coast who are working less than us.
Yes.
Yeah, they are. So Victoria has 13, Canberra has 13, Northern Territory 14. How many days can you make up?
Oh, it gets
what I mean?
Pretty humid up there, though.
We have 11 at the moment.
There's a bit of madness around. So King's birthday, so we had a public holiday last week. That was for WA Day. And so we have, and then other parts of the country yesterday had King's birthday. We have our King's birthday in September. And so... But the Labor Day for me is the one. Why isn't that standard? Like, we have it in March. We're the only state to have it on the day that we have it. Everybody else has theirs the week after.
Yeah, so why don't we just have it the week after? And likewise with the King's birthday,
why
there's 2 that align.
I mean, it is handy for us if we do want to go away. It's not peak time over East.
True. So what are we going to make up to have our own public holiday on Melbourne Cup Day? Like, what can we... WA
Firstly,
do?
the Northern Territory extra one they have that no one else does. Picnic Day.
Oh, how much fun.
It dates back to the 1800s. They were held in a variety of locations.
Well, I think, obviously, when's Tony Gallardi's birthday?
Yeah,
Yeah, why not?
The Gallardi party public holiday.
Or,
Well, if they're having a picnic day, surely we can get that over the line with a beach day. So then we've got to make up. That'll take us to 12. Then we need 2 more to get on the same...
Well, like you said, let's
level.
Pick prominent WA people and celebrate their birthday.
Tony Gallardi, Oh, that's a bit of fun. His birthday's the 1st of April.
April Fool.
Yeah, so that's no good because it might fall on Easter, so we've got to come up with something else.
And no one would know if they were needed to go to work or not, would they? Because you just thought it was a joke.
Yeah, that's right. When's your birthday, Seabass?
23rd of May.
Oh, yeah, it's too close to the WA Day.
You kind of need to space everything out.
And even in August.
Yeah, August or November, something like that. That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Okay, why don't we have one each then?
Sounds good.
Yep, August.
And we might chuck it up there. Hey, Sam?
Give us something to celebrate, and we'll get Cookie onto it.
We'll get onto him.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
We all saw the footage of this poor Lauren Tomasi, Channel 9 reporter, on the scene in LA. Because, of course, there's been riots in LA. They've called in the National Guard against the California
governor, which is basically the Premier.
Yeah, and the governor's name's Gavin, which is...
Yes, go, mate, we've got it under control.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And the reason is because the Californians aren't happy about the fact that their friends and colleagues are being deported.
Yeah.
Which is essentially what's happening. So
yeah, absolutely. There's 2,000. they're saying it's 2,000 people, which is not a massive amount so far that are going, and it's in Compton, right? So, when you know a spot in LA, if everybody's been there, you're not.
Well, when
you're
there's
not
an album
walking the
called
streets.
Straight Outta Compton. Like,
You're not walking the streets in Compton, are you?
Yeah.
Let's have a listen to the audio. So this is her, and she's
Lauren,
in the middle of it all, and it's what you call a piece to camera, where she's talking to camera, and it's right after it that it happens.
After hours of standing off, this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
There's stuff going on in the background. Watch the cop, right?
Yeah, he aimed at her.
He aimed at
He
her.
aimed at her. That wasn't like being caught in the crossfire or anything. He aimed at her.
Yeah, he aimed at her.
He swung the barrel around and aimed it at her.
Shot her in the foot with rubber bullets. And she actually, she said, she's getting a lot of messages, obviously. What'd she say? Thanks for all your messages. This is on Twitter. I'm a bit sore, but I'm okay. Important we keep on telling the stories. But
Yes, and she did do crosses later on in the day, so she wasn't like she... But
You know when you see someone do their Achilles and they don't expect it to happen?
they say, and they say that they feel like they've been shot.
Yes. And that was it.
yeah, we
Extraordinary, isn't it?
want to talk about shouldn't be a dangerous job.
Well, so this is the thing. She took the job as the Channel 9 correspondent in LA. You think you're going to be reporting on the Golden Globes.
Yeah,
You don't think
the
you're going to be
Tonys.
shot in the street.
Yeah, she did one story on a Trump store. So it's a store that sells Trump stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, she's not
Yeah.
expecting to be.
No.
It's
No,
a
no, no.
dangerous
When,
to
when
go
you
there.
when you're in that, when they say, hey, you've got to go into Compton and follow up this
Yeah.
story, I'll be
Like,
a bit...
no.
Be a bit nervous.
No.
Thanks. No. And
Tom
the
Hanks
Tonys.
is getting a star on the Walk of
Yeah,
Fame.
exactly. Send me there, for God's sake.
It shouldn't be
What a stitch up.
dangerous job until it was. I did
Yeah.
a national TV cross with a project. Remember the whip around?
Yes.
Yeah, remember
What's
you doing
happening
that,
in
Ross?
Sydney, Adelaide, Perth.
Yeah.
I was the Perth guy for a little bit, and one of the ones. So I'm getting ready for a live cross. I'm in the city. It was some sort of pop-up circus in the middle of that square. What's it called? In the middle of.
Yagan Square?
Yeah, right next to that, right next to Yagan Square.
Rain
And
Square?
There was a circus there. And
Four square.
Great game, by the way. And just before the cross, we're about to go live, and you got them in your ears waiting. I was on a stage, and I just kind of stepped over a guitar or something, and I fell backwards, and there was a drop. And I put my hand out, and as I dropped, there was a safety rail, ironically, and I put my hand on the safety rail. The safety rail snapped, and the jagged bit went straight into my face. And it tore into my forehead and just missed my eye.
And you bleed like anything from there.
And there's like a flap of skin hanging off my forehead. And we're just about to go live. And then the camera guy came up to me, and I didn't know how bad it was. And his reaction was, "Oh God, oh God, we need some stuff here."
We're going to have to do this cross with you, the back of your head together.
Yeah. So
What did you do?
they didn't cross to me, and they said, "Oh, Ross has had a bit of a fall, and we're not going to Perth today." And then they got me on the next week, which I shouldn't have been on because I had this swollen forehead with a Band-Aid on my forehead to cover it. But that wasn't meant to be a day. It's just meant to be fun
You're doing
live
a fun
TV
little
cross.
live cross.
Even though they didn't cross to you, did you put in an invoice?
Yeah, of course I did.
And a workers' comp claim. Don't worry about that. All right, Taylor, hello.
Hello.
Hi,
All right, Taylor, what do you do for a living?
I'm a photographer.
Okay, not a dangerous job.
No.
What
You would
happened?
think it's a lovely, calm job. I was at a photo shoot late at night, and I was kneeling down taking photos of a car. Someone had got me to take photos of their car. And as I've stood up to go and walk closer to the car, someone standing close to me has stepped back and swung around, and they had their phone in their hand. So their hand and their phone have made contact with my head, and they've split open my eye and my eyebrow. It was very close to a fractured orbital bone.
Wow.
Yeah, and within about 20 seconds, I just had blood pouring down my face, and it was black and purple pretty much immediately. It
would
didn't
have
even
been.
take time to... I was at the hospital till about 2 a.m. getting it glued and stitched up, and it was horrible. Stayed black and blue and swollen for at least 3 weeks afterwards. It's been about 2 months now since it happened, and it's still, there's a lump under the skin where the split was, and it's still sore. I can't stretch my eye open
some
yet.
scar
It's
tissue.
horrible.
Really?
From somebody turning around with an iPhone.
With force, clearly.
Yeah, the
Swinging.
corner of their phone case just got me in the eye. Very powerful arm swing he had.
Did you get the photos before that, or were you like?
important
I did,
question.
thankfully.
Yeah,
Yeah, great.
Yeah, I mean,
Can you get any compensation at all, Taylor, or was that just doing it for a
No, I
friend or
can't,
something?
Unfortunately, it was I do paid photo shoots, obviously, but the place I was at, I go to just regular car meets, and I've got a good group of friends, and it was actually one of my really good friends that did it.
So you're doing a favour for a friend as well, and you end up with a facial injury.
Yeah, he still feels terrible today about it. So
I bet he does.
Pay back enough.
Taylor, that's a terrible story. You'd think photographing a car would be a very safe job, but
I would
no.
think so.
Thanks, Taylor. Let's go to Rochelle in Joondalup. Morning, Rochelle.
Good morning.
Hi, Rochelle.
Okay, Rochelle, what happened?
So I was teaching sport to like a junior primary school class, and we were playing a game of Duck, Duck, Goose, which you think would be fairly innocuous.
Safe as houses.
Fun.
Yes.
Absolutely. Well, in my glory, I managed to slip over, fall on my wrist, tore ligament, fractured one of my bones, and ended up having to have surgery.
So you were too enthusiastic of a goose and injured yourself.
A goose is probably a very accurate word.
When you go too hard as the goose, this is what happens. You know, sometimes you just got to settle down a bit, you know, Rochelle.
Absolutely.
There's nothing, I mean, as a kid, there's nothing funnier than seeing your teacher, like, just going too hard and then it hurting themselves. Like, do you know what I mean? I mean, all respect to you, Michelle. Nobody wants to see you suffer.
How'd the kids react?
In front of the 6-year-olds, you can imagine it was absolutely hilarious. It was the highlight of their day, probably the highlight of their school term, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure.
No doubt. Oh, Rochelle.
Rochelle, that's a classic. Be careful, everyone, if you're playing Duck, Duck, Goose today. It's a dangerous game.
It's a dangerous game.
It's the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Yesterday, we did do a shout-out for my daughter's birthday, Sunny, so 9th of June. Fantastic. And wanted to make sure that she had a special day. I don't know why. I do feel like we try to make everyone's day special, but I think we get caught up. I think everybody sometimes gets caught up with, you know, the kids going to school, they go after hours activities, and then it just kind of peters out.
Yes. I mean, to be fair, a Monday birthday's a bit new. Do you know what I mean?
Very new.
It's not anything to write home about at any stage in life.
No, 100%, Nat. And you know what? Days leading up, I kept saying to Sonny, you know, we always take him out for dinner. Yeah. Where would you like to go? And it's a Monday, and then she named a couple of places, which of course I Googled, and they're all shut.
Yeah, your options are limited on a Monday.
Yeah, and then anyway, after later in the afternoon, Megan took her up to Garden City, and she came back. Oh, so funny. She came back with her a third ear.
Oh,
pierced.
wow. Okay.
And she came up, Dad, do you notice anything?
Did you?
I didn't at all.
Yeah, of course you didn't.
I'm looking at her face. I'm looking at her.
Oh, nice hair.
Yeah, the whole lot. And took me ages. And then I don't know where I stand on 3 piercings.
Well, you didn't notice it, so I don't think it matters.
Okay, moving on. And then she said, we've got the spot we're going at for dinner. It's called Korean Hot Pot, and it's in Victoria Park.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And a girl from school said she went there at some stage, and they had a really great time as a family. Yes. So I Googled it, and I was checking out. I thought, this might be interesting. We loaded up everyone. We brought a couple of Sonny's friends along as well. We've lobbed into East Vic Park. My Lord.
Was it heaving?
Absolutely
on
heaving.
A Monday night?
Wow.
Yeah.
I've never been to Seoul, Korea, but I imagine seeing the Olympics. It was very much the same.
Yeah, you were just doing Gangnam Style down the street.
Down the street. It was amazing. Getting a car park was almost impossible.
Yeah.
So many people. The joint was vibrant. You kept
How did you transport all these people? What did you do? 2 cars?
We had Megan's car, which is 7-seater, and then Lachlan, he took his car along.
Took the leftovers.
Yep, and anyway, we rolled in there, and I just couldn't believe the vibe in the place on a Monday evening. And I was thinking about also, Nat, remember back in the day, you might be too young, when the bog was open on a Monday night, and it was like
I am too young.
Industry night.
Yeah, yes, yeah. That's exactly what it was called.
Anyway, so we go into this place, and we sit down, because there's like a sushi train set up where you sit down, and for everybody out there, it's like basically you order a different hot bowl of soup if you like. So it might be one of those Tom Yum things, or just a miso or something along those lines. It boils in front of you. A fur, yes. And then the sushi train part goes around, and you can just get your little plate off, and it might have beans or bean sprouts. There might be some meats and there's some dumplings and stuff like that. You can just
this is stuff that you throw into your soup.
Yes.
DIY soup.
So you're kind of cooking it yourself, right?
Yeah, you are, but we had a
give
table.
them the base broth and then you throw other stuff in.
Yeah, we had a table to start with, and they come around and you order everything off the iPad, and I was looking at everything, and I didn't know how it worked. And so anyway, my second oldest son, Cooper, he said he took over.
I'll take care of this.
Yeah, I'll take care of this. This is great. I love when other people order.
Yeah, and then you pay. It's great.
Yeah.
Receipt.
So they were going nuts. And then Megan was banging on about how she wanted meat, and then everyone, there needs to be enough meat. Well, we ordered so much food.
Yes.
It was unbelievable.
They had to wheel in 8 cows. Yeah,
they did. They did. Anyway, it got towards the I mean, first of all, they'll bring out stuff, and because I'm a cool dad, I was telling all the girls what kind of testicles they were eating at different times, just to try to put them off.
So cool.
How'd you like that one? That was a bull's testicle. All my best dad gear. Got to the end of the night. I asked everyone to take out their wallets. And
who's paid?
Classic. Classic move. Yeah.
Then we went over
Was Sunny dying while you were doing this?
Oh, yeah. She thought... Dad.
Were her friends laughing politely? Or
No, they...
No, they're traumatised and they're not allowed to spend any time with the McMahon's family now.
Yeah, one girl, Miller, when I went up to pay, she came up to me with her wallet. She was really concerned. And Megan said, look what you've done,
Try to be funny.
No, seriously, Miller, I will take that money.
Yeah, once we paid, directly across the road was a Yochi, which is everyone's favourite. So we went over to Yochi, and once they'd filled up their tubs, I was saying, okay, we're going to do a runner now. So everyone ready to...
Yeah.
Never done a runner before.
With a bucket of frozen yogurt.
Absolutely. But we had such a great time. But the Yochi thing was a treat.
Oh, yeah.
Yochi,
Yeah.
That's like the nightclub for kids.
It
or
is
younger.
So hot right now.
There's lines around, like in Leadville, there's lines that go around the corner.
Fremantle too. It's amazing. And the Vic Park one, that's one of the OG Yochis in Perth. So, They know what they're doing. It's amazing, isn't it? Because when we were a kid, your birthday treat was an ice cream cake. And it was that one that had the pink and the green piped on flowers.
McDonald's one, and they had sprinkles on the top.
Yeah. Well, they do a Freddo one these days that you can get from Woolies as well.
That was it. That was the birthday treat. There was nothing else. We didn't go out. There was no going out. I mean, we live 40 k's out of town, so there's no going out.
Never going out.
No.
I can't remember what a treat would have been like. I mean, we've got the present. I mean, you just hope for the best that everyone turned up to grandma's and some of your aunties and uncles pitched in for a present.
Yeah.
My
birthday
treat. Do you remember Lone Star in Innaloo? The one with the peanuts.
You threw the peanuts on the floor,
Before they got sued for that, and they weren't allowed the peanuts on the floor.
One person falling over ruins everyone's fun.
Yeah, that was where we went for my birthday. Parents would take me there.
They used to sing a happy birthday song to you, didn't they, at Lone Star?
I think they did.
Yeah,
I don't recall it.
They did.
Yes,
they did.
Yeah, they did.
One of our friends came over from the East Coast and celebrated their son's 17th birthday with us, and we were down south at the time. Plenty of places to go to. The birthday treat for him was his mum cooking a dish that was white rice, baked beans, and I think it was either scrambled eggs or you could have a fried egg on the side. So
That's prison food.
Yeah,
that's not a birthday treat.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Hey, do you want to talk about it? What was your birthday treat? Cecile, hello.
Hi, how you doing?
Great, Cecile. Okay, so it's your birthday. How are we spoiling young Cecile?
Well, my birthday lies between Christmas and New Year.
Oh, I'm so
anything
sorry.
that wasn't turkey or ham was so delicious.
Yes.
Pizza Hut. Pizza Hut, dine in, eat as much pizza as we wanted, and we were freaking happy.
Yeah.
And that's where you can just go...
It wasn't turkey or ham, that's for sure.
Yeah, I hear ya.
And you go up to and pick whatever pizza, and there's the dessert bar as well, is that right? And you do the spiders.
Oh, no, it was a little before the all-you-can-eat. We had to order the pizza as is. And, if we were really lucky, when the meal was ended, we got the gingerbread man with the pink icing on top and the hundreds of thousands.
Oh, that's living, Cecile.
If we hadn't already, eaten our fill of pizza, gingerbread man was waiting.
Yeah, no, that's how magic.
Got to say, the all-you-can-eat pizza deal at that time when you went to Pizza Hut was out of control.
That got me through several years of university.
How much did you used to take slices and put them in your bag?
I didn't so much, but I know a lot of my colleagues did, yes. Thanks, Cecile. Tanya is in Applecross. Hello, Tanya.
Hello, how are you?
Good, Tanya.
Tanya, okay, how did we spoil you on your birthday, Tanya?
Being one of 4 kids back in the 90s, I was the have-not kid. So once a year we got to go to fast food, and it was the Hungry Jack's where you could put the crown on and feel like a princess.
Yeah,
remember the crown.
Magical, yes.
Say that last bit again.
The tour of the freezer.
Yeah, the tour of the freezer.
Okay, so what was in the freezer?
So they just go, it's like, so they take you behind the counter and they're like, this is, I did it at McDonald's. Here's this and go in the freezer. And we would be excited to go in the freezer as kids, right? Were you, Tanya?
Yeah. You're just sitting there with all the meat. For some reason, it was just the best thing ever.
Looking back, doesn't sound fun, but as a kid, you're like, I'm in a giant freezer.
So would you do this every year on your birthday, Tanya?
Yeah, it was the best thing.
The same tour, the same.
Oh, Tanya,
what would you change things?
What was happening in your childhood that was exciting? That's just
There was
horrendous.
4 kids. I was the third-time Kmart hand-me-down kid. So going to the freezer was great.
I know, Tanya, I do remember at Hungry Jack's for the birthday party and the person got the special crown thing.
Yeah.
It was like,
it was cardboard.
God.
And a dig into your...
Yeah, it was cardboard.
My cardboard crown made you just feel amazing.
Yeah. Oh, it was a simpler time, wasn't it?
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Thank you so much for bringing back those beautiful memories.
This is the Nathan, Nat and Shaun podcast.
Social media guru
Whiz.
Sam is in the house.
Yeah, he's a whiz.
Your hair is all over the place today.
I know.
Looks good now. Looks good now.
I
You got
look
the
like a Ross
Barry
today.
brush me forward.
It's an insult.
And that wasn't what you... So, who's it insult to?
Well, he's saying it's an insult when he's called, he looks like me. That hurts.
We had a bit of a poll going on our socials about public holidays because, of course, Cookie's told us that we deserve another one. And we're like, what would we have it for? When would we have it?
Get involved if you can.
Yep.
Yeah, we had a couple of people message in saying obviously it should be their birthday. No. One person said Black Friday so we can go shopping.
Works.
But you do all your Black Friday
The
shopping
one that
from home anyway.
the one that I did like was Jackie said end of October, start of November for Jacaranda Day.
Oh, Jackie wants Jacaranda Day. Sounds like Jackie wants a day for herself.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate that. But jacaranda trees, those flowers, they collect, and then when you squish them, like we got them in the driveway, you can't get them off
Ross,
your pavement.
They're pretty.
But they squish into
Ross,
ground.
They're pretty.
I do not
Ross,
like the jacaranda.
they're pretty.
Doesn't...
Apparently they're poisonous. The flowers are poisonous to guinea pigs. My aunt used to tell me that.
Specific. That is very specific. Why just guinea pigs?
Because I don't know, maybe other things too, but there were guinea pigs on the backyard, on the back lawn, under the jacaranda tree. You'd have to make sure there were no...
The flowers are a hazard.
Flowers, yeah.
Ruins your driveway, ruins guinea pigs.
But they're pretty.
I wonder how many people have got a vengeance against a tree. I think it'd be hundreds. Thousands.
I'm sorry to bang on about jacarandas. I pressure sprayed the driveway. Jacaranda stained it. And it takes ages.
It's like the poo jogger.
What
bring that up
about
again?
like the poo jogger?
You need to pressure wash. I've got a love-hate relationship with my olive tree because I love my olive tree, and it's very old.
You actually get olives off your olive tree?
So many olives, and I don't do anything with them, so they just fall on the ground. The birds come and eat them. The rats come and eat them.
Why don't you bring them in here?
Because you'd have
a very multicultural team.
I know, but you have to brine them and all sorts of things. It's like you can't just pick an olive and eat it.
You brine them. Right?
Brine them.
Yep.
Yeah. You soak them in brine.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm saying?
No.
Salty water.
Brian Morris?
Yes.
Brian Morris them?
Yeah.
Yep,
Brian
that's
Morris.
what you do. You soak them in Brian Morris. I'm glad we had this chat.
Nathan, Nat and Shaun is a Nova podcast. For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au. Nova.